Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cheyenne, and if you're new here, I do makeup tutorials and reviews every week. So this week I'm going to be doing a live stream. Get ready with me while I answer some of your guys' questions. So let's go into Instagram. Last week I asked you guys to ask me some questions about foundation. Alright, so there we go. How do I find out what's best for my skin? So for foundation, it really depends on what your skin type is, and that's probably the most important thing, is trying to figure out what your skin type is before going in and buying foundation. And what I would recommend is ask yourself, do you feel like you're oily? Do you feel like you're dry or combo? And once you figure out what type of skin type you have, I would recommend going in and getting a good skincare routine. And so if you have very naturally oily or dry skin, for oily skin, I would probably go with a matte foundation, because that matte foundation is going to help keep you nice and dry throughout the day. And I would use a translucent powder to help set your foundation. So let's go in and real quick grab some concealer. I'm using the Can't Stop, Won't Stop. And I'm just going to be applying that all over my lid. And I hope your guys' day is going alright. It is already nice and hot where I am at. And feel free to leave a comment down below if you're watching the playback and let me know what type of skin you have. If it's dry, oily, combo. So I'm going to be going in, and I think today I'm going to actually be using this palette right here, which is my I Heart Revolution Blood Chocolate palette. I got this last year for Halloween, and I absolutely love the shades. They're so pretty. But before that, I'm actually going to go in and do my eyebrows. So I actually, for my brows, I use the Jeffree Star palette, the cremated palette, and I use the color Gravedigger. And then I just go in with a angled eyebrow brush. You don't want to go in with too heavy of a hand. I'm just brushing out my brows real quick. And then using the flat of my brush, I'm just going to gently apply my eyebrow color. So the next question I have here on my list is, what are the best primers for dry skin or combination skin? So I would actually say for primers, if you want to go with more of an expensive brand, Makeup Forever and Smashbox offer some really great primers. I would definitely recommend using their hydrating primer from Smashbox. I believe it's a blue color, and it works so well. You only need a little bit. It goes a long way. For a combo skin, you can kind of use, I would probably say, the Smashbox Hydrating Primer, or if you feel like you're oily right here, dry on the outside, you can do a hydrating primer on the outside and then a mattifying primer over the nose, or like the Pore No More from Benefit. That helps with mattifying. It also helps fill any pores that are in your nose. Hello, Glamorous Girl. How are you? And I would definitely say if you're looking for a brand that's not nearly as expensive as Makeup Forever or the Smashbox, I would probably say NYX has some really good ones. You want to look for something that's hydrating, and you also want to look for something that'll be mattifying for like any areas that you pop a little more oily. And then also e.l.f. offers some really good primers as well. And if you head over to Ulta's website, Ulta is actually doing a 21 days of makeup sale. So each day something different is 50% off. So they're having a really good sale right now. And I would definitely say take advantage of it. They had a primer on sale yesterday from Tula. And I was going to snag it, but then I decided against it. I'm still just going in with the same shade, just shaping my brows. And I'm going to go in with the shade Wednesday from the Cremated palette and use that on the inner corner of my brow just to create a gradient. And then lightly brushing it out. And then I have another question here. What is a great drugstore full coverage foundation that does not oxidize? So, unfortunately, most foundations do oxidize just a little bit. So it's really important to swatch your foundation correctly. And the best way to swatch your foundation, I'll show you guys real quick. So I have my foundation right here. And then on my fingertip, I'm just going to place a little bit right here and then just blend it out. And the reason we do it on the jawline is because that's where we usually see that heavy line when foundation doesn't match. So by doing it across the jawline and going down into the neck, you can see if it matches. And then you give it a few minutes, walk around the store. So if you're, say, at Ulta or Sephora, go ahead and swatch it real quick, walk around the store for a few minutes, and then come back to a mirror and check the color to see how much it actually oxidizes. Another good tip is to go by the window where there's natural light and then take your phone camera or your mirror and double check your color just to make sure it's the right shade. And as far as my favorite drugstore full coverage foundation, I would actually say it's not drugstore, but I would probably say the Morphe Liquidity. That one is actually really good. It is not a drugstore brand, but it is drugstore price. So I believe it's about $13 for a tube of foundation. And that is about what you would pay almost for a foundation at like CVS. So I would definitely recommend Morphe as a full coverage foundation. It works so well. It stays on all day. And then as for oxidizing, I never really noticed it oxidize too much. It oxidizes just a little bit, And for oxidation, I'd probably go just a little bit lighter. Like when you're applying it, make sure it looks a little lighter when you first apply it, and it should oxidize into the right color for you. But that was actually a really good question. A lot of people look for foundations that don't oxidize. And it's just, honestly, it's just the chemical reaction with the air touching the foundation. And it's completely normal for it to happen. I know we don't like oxidation. I wish it didn't happen. If you're looking for like a good full coverage, name brand foundation that doesn't oxidize too much, I would probably say the Urban Decay All Nighter. That one is a really good one that doesn't oxidize too well or too much. And it's also very full coverage. And it stays for a really long time as well. Hi, Mandy. Alright, and so I'm going to be starting my eyes with my Blood Chocolate palette. And if you guys haven't seen this palette before, definitely check out some of my other videos. I have a couple of videos on this palette. It's one of my favorite palettes to use. I'm actually going to start off with the shade Blood Test, which is going to be right there. And I'm just going to be using a big fluffy brush to apply it. That way I get a nice sheer application. I don't want to go with anything super heavy right now. And I'm just going to be applying that right all over the lid. And let me know if you guys can hear me okay. This is a new camera, so I'm not sure how the audio is on it. And definitely thank you guys for stopping by. I'm just gently brushing on and sweeping across to blend out the shade. Let's see what other questions we have. Oh, this is a good one. How do you stop your foundation from being so cakey? So that one, it really comes down to finding what foundation works for your skin. So if you are going in with a very heavy foundation, it's going to be very cakey. And depending on how you apply it, can also cause your foundation to be cakey. I would definitely recommend going in with something that's more buildable coverage versus full coverage, because then you can control how thick your foundation is and how much coverage you're getting. If you're going in with a very full coverage foundation, say like the MAC foundation, that's going to be very heavy on your skin, and if your skin doesn't react well to that, it's going to end up looking cakey. And then also, depending on what primer you use, will also make your foundation look cakey. Real quick, I'm going to be going in with Type A, which is this really pretty pinky color. What is the best way to use foundation when you are hot and sweaty? This is actually a perfect question for right now because it is the peak of summer, and in Southern California we are experiencing an insane heat wave. It's supposed to be like 107 degrees today. It's supposed to be really hot. So I would definitely recommend having your setting powder in your purse and just resetting your face throughout the day. Or you can also use like a setting spray, I have this Jeffree Star refreshing spray. So that helps refresh and reset your face and helps with sweat. And if you have a bigger purse, it will fit in your purse. And I would definitely recommend one of those sprays, or like a mattifying spray. Super Goop makes a really good mattifying SPF setting spray that you can use, so it'll actually protect your skin from the sun during summer, as well as help set your foundation. Alright, so next I'm going to go in with Heart, which is this shade right here. It's a little bit darker than the shade we just used. And then I'm just going to be applying it right above my crease. So it's really important, you guys, when you're applying your eyeshadow. I know a lot of people want to apply it right into the crease, which is going to be right where you feel the eye socket. It's actually going to be above that. So if you have hooded eyes, you have this extra like flabby skin that sits on top of your eyelid. And the best way to apply your crease color is to look directly into a mirror. Leave your eye open, relax your eye, and wherever that fatty part rests right on top of your lid, that's where your crease is going to go. And you can just apply a little bit just to kind of mark where you're putting it. Just like so. And this will help give your lids a much larger appearance. And will also help your eyeshadow from completely disappearing. So you can see once I lift my head up and I'm looking down, you can see it gives much more surface space on the actual lid. And then I'm just going to be going in with my big fluffy brush and just blending that out. So let's see what other questions we have about foundations. Between foundation and BB cream, which one is best for someone with dry skin? I would most definitely recommend a BB cream. So reason being is BB cream is not going to give you as much coverage as a foundation, but it is going to give you an ample amount of hydration and moisturizing. A lot of BB creams also have an SPF built into it as well, so that will definitely help keep your skin nice and moisturized and protected from the sun, which is super important. And there are some really good BB creams. There are some that are not so good. One of my favorite BB creams to use, I believe it was by Dr. Jart. They make a really good BB cream that matches pretty close to the actual skin tone. And I would definitely recommend going in with like a Dr. Jart BB cream. It is a little more on the expensive side, but I believe it does have anti-aging properties into it too. So I would definitely recommend that. If you were over the age of 25, you should really be using anti-aging products. And I know you're probably thinking like, oh, but I'm so young, like I don't really need it. You should really start early, because all of that sun that you get when you're younger and you don't really think about taking care of your skin, it is going to creep up on you when you are much older, and then you are going to be very unhappy that you did not take care of your skin. Alright, you guys, so once that is all blended out, I'm not sure if I should go with a lighter shade or a dark. I'm gonna go something in the middle. So I'm actually going to be using the shade Capillary, which is it's a sheer color, but it has some really pretty shine to it. And I'm just going to be applying that right to the lid. And you guys feel free to ask any questions in the live chat or the comments. I want to say NYX makes a pretty decent BB cream. I forget what their BB cream is called, but it has great reviews. I haven't personally tried it yet. And I'm just applying this color all throughout the lid. And then blending it right out. And then I'm just blending it with a nice clean brush. And then I am going to be moving on back to my Jeffree Star palette. And I'm going to be doing the shade Casket Ready. And then just going in with a big fluffy brush and using that as my brow highlight. I do really like the Blood Chocolate palette. It's one of my favorite palettes. If you guys haven't tried any of the I Heart Revolution palettes, they have so many different types of these chocolate palettes. They have like a white chocolate palette, they have a dark chocolate palette, which is more like the dark browns. They have a champagne palette, I believe. And then they also have a, I want to say it's like Blushed Golds palette, which is super pretty, and it's one of my favorite ones that I need to also get. So I would definitely recommend picking up one of those. They're like $14 on Ulta's website, and they're so amazing. Alright, so next I'm going to be going in with my eyeliner, which is the NYX eyeliner that I always use. And if you're new to my channel, it is the Vinyl Liquid Liner in black. And since I have this tape on my eyes, I'm going to use the tape as a guide for my wing. And I'm just going to gently rest my pinky on my cheek and then slowly swipe my liner across my face. I'm not actually moving my hand, I am moving my wrist. And by putting my pinky and resting my pinky on my cheek, that's going to give me a lot more control of how my eyeliner goes on. And same thing, you can change the angle of where your pinky rests. And there we go. There's the guide to my eyeliner. Awesome. Yes. So, okay. So I actually just picked up a few. Love them, and the price point is awesome. Yes, I Heart Revolution, really, their palettes are so amazing and they're really fun. And also they have some that are like the tasty versions. So they have like a pizza palette and an ice cream palette. So they have some really cute, fun palettes. And if you want more of like the professional, more serious, elegant line, I Heart Revolution and Revolution Pro and I Heart Revolution are actually the same. They're like sister companies. So Revolution Pro has a more of like an elegant, more mature line. I just want to say it's like really the packaging that feels more mature about it. But I definitely love their products, and this palette was $15. So I would definitely recommend anything from Revolution Pro or I Heart Revolution. They're both great brands. And they're probably, I think I'm going to start buying most of my palettes from them just because of how great the price point is. So let's see. Are the shadows powdery or have like a buttery feel? So they actually do have more of like a buttery feel to them. They're not too, there's not too much fallout. So as you can see, so here is the Revolution Pro Forever Flawless palette. And so this one is really good. It's super vibrant. I'll swatch this for you guys. So it is very buttery feeling. There's not too much fallout. And they're super pigmented. I love them. That shade was Jungle. That shade is Canary. There's a minuscule amount of fallout, but it's not too bad. And then for this palette, the Blood Chocolate palette, I don't think this one is available anymore on Ulta's website because it was a special edition Halloween one, I think from 2018 or 2019. But it is also very like buttery feeling. And this is the one that I'm actually wearing right now, this palette, and I love it. Let's see. Glamorous Girl. Len got the hot dog palette to play with. Oh, that's so cute. That palette is adorable too, honestly, because it has so many different like bright, fun shades. I love it. But yeah, they are some of my favorite eyeshadow palettes. I would definitely recommend picking up one or two. Especially during the holidays, they have really good sales on Ulta's website for that one. See, Vamp Noir, love your channel. I found you looking for grunge makeup looks to find inspiration to suit my alternative looks. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much for coming in and hanging out with me and checking out my channel. I'm definitely going to be doing more like alternative looks on my channel, and I'm planning on actually doing way more lives. This is my first official live stream. I just got a camera for it, so we're just kind of playing around, getting to know each other today. But I am going to be probably doing a live stream once a week. And if you guys aren't already following me on my Instagram, be sure to go into the description and find the link to it and go ahead and follow me, because I actually put up alerts when I am going live. And then I also ask all of my video idea questions on there, or if I am asking for a Q&A, that's when I put in for my Q&As through Instagram. And you guys, I really love this eyeliner as well. NYX makes such a great eyeliner, and it's such a great price point. I really don't like spending a lot of money on like my eyeliners and everything. For a more expensive eyeliner, I would probably say Stila is my favorite one to go to, and it's about $20. This one, the Vinyl Luxe Liquid Liner, I believe I spent $4 on Ulta's website when it was on sale. And I really try to hit up the sales as much as possible, and if you're not a member of their like free rewards program, definitely sign up and attach your email, because then you get all of their sales sent to your email. Mandy, let's see, Russ said to tell you hi. Tell Russ I said hi. I need more Funkos. Yes, I do need more Funko Pop dolls. I need the Hannibal Lecter one. I'm just going in and filling the little spots that I've missed. You guys, I hope it's not like super hot wherever you guys are. It's like disgusting where I'm at. See, my music stopped. Let's see, let's get some music back on. There we go. So for this eyeliner, it actually doesn't run or anything. It stays on pretty much all day. And that's what I love about it, is for how cheap it is, it works so well, and I don't have to reapply it. And it also comes off really easy with makeup remover. And then I'm just going to apply some mascara. So I'm using the NYX On The Rise mascara. And then a little trick for you guys. So when trying to pack on more mascara on your wand, don't pump your wand, twist it around. When you pump your wand, you're actually creating a vacuum in your mascara tube, and you're sucking in a bunch of air and bacteria into your makeup, and it will actually cause your mascara to go stale faster and dry up way faster. So don't pump it, just twist it around to get more mascara on there. And then when applying, I just wiggle it through the lashes to coat every single lash. And since it's so hot today, I don't think I'm gonna wear falsies, because I feel like I might just sweat all of the glue right off. And just wiggling the spoolie through. And then applying a little bit on my lower lash line as well. Alright, so now that my eyes and my eyebrows are done, I'm going to start my face. I'm going to be using the Stila One Step Color Correcting Primer. This is something I will splurge on. It's about $30. It is a clear primer and it comes with 3 different shades of color correction in it. So it comes with a pink color corrector, a purple one, and a green one. And this is really going to help keep your skin nice and even. It'll help prep your skin for foundation and get a nice even complexion without having to do a heavy color correcting. And it also helps hydrate your skin as well and kind of fill in any pores. So overall, it's a really good primer to use. I'm just going to apply that all over my face. You can use a brush, like a foundation brush, or your hands, as long as your hands are clean. And then I'm going to be going in with my concealer. It is the Can't Stop Won't Stop, and it's in the shade Vanilla. And I like to apply this before I apply my foundation. It does. So Vamp Nor asked, does it have somewhat of a blurring effect? It does. It kind of blurs out any hyperpigmentation that you might have, or like any acne scarring. So once you apply it, it'll help kind of blur out any scarring, hyperpigmentation, sunspots. That's what I really like about it. That way you don't have to go in with such a heavy color correction. I normally don't color correct. You can still color correct if you want, but this primer actually works really well. There's a dupe online that I haven't tried yet, and I want to say this was like $30 to $37 for the Stila. It's so good, and definitely I have links for it in my other videos, so if you want to check out one of my my foundation tutorial, there is a link in the description for this to purchase. And then I'm just going to be applying my concealer underneath my eyes. Glamorous girl. Wow, what the hell, your skin looks so good. I thought you had foundation on already. Oh, thank you. That would be the pregnancy skin. But I know once this baby's born, my skin is probably gonna go back to breaking out. So today marks 36 weeks of pregnancy. So I have 4 weeks left of the pregnancy. I'm almost done. And I am so exhausted and ready. I'm not ready to have the baby because it's too early, but I am just done being pregnant, especially with how hot it's been. Oh my god. And I'm just blending out the concealer. And then any little spots that I want to hide or have extra coverage, I'm just going to apply. I do have like some residual acne scarring from when I was younger, so I like to hide that a little bit before I put my foundation on. I do like this concealer because it is buildable coverage as well, so you don't have to go in with such a heavy concealer. But it just kind of helps smooth everything out. And I think it was like $10 for that concealer. And then I'm going to be going in with my go-to foundation, which is the Born to Glow. I'm using this right now during summer just because during summer I like to go with more of like a dewy look. During fall and winter I really like to go with a more matte foundation. And honestly, you guys, like I know I see people on like IGTV or like other YouTube videos where they literally just pour and squeeze the foundation on their face and let it drip on their face. You don't need that much foundation. That is way too much foundation for your face. You are wasting so much product by applying droplets, giant droplets on your face. So my sponge looks like this when I am applying foundation. I am not putting a lot on. I'm putting a couple of drops on and then blending it over my face. And then I'm going to build my coverage. Hi Jen, thanks for stopping by. Tell everyone I said hello. And so I go through and just pop in a little couple pieces of foundation and then blend it out. And this foundation is very, very buildable, so you don't need a lot. A little goes a long way, and if you want more full coverage, you can add a little bit more. Tell Mikey I said hi. I hope it's not too hot out in Missouri for you guys right now. I know your guys' like weather is insane out there. Right now we're in fire season in Southern California. About an hour away we have a huge fire out in Alpine. I'm not sure if it's been put out yet or not. I don't think it has, just because we're still in this like insane heat wave. So it's supposed to reach like I think 115 degrees in some areas with like 10% humidity. So it's like perfect weather to create fire season. So hopefully it's just the one fire this year and not like previous years. And so just blending it out, and I really want to make sure I'm blending on my jawline to make sure everything is nice and smooth and you don't have that insane like orange line. And you guys, that line is called the line of demarcation. And you really just want to make sure you blend out your foundation onto your neck, because that is not a good look for anyone. $82 degrees, it's not, I mean, it's still bad, but it's not terrible. Let's see what my phone says. My phone says right now, So right now it is 91 degrees. So it is nice and hot out today. I'm trying to stay by the fan at all times. So once I do my foundation and it's all on there, I'm going to be going in with my next finishing powder. You guys will notice I do use a lot of like NYX products just because of how great quality they are and how much I'm saving. So I don't really need to spend and splurge on super expensive foundation and super expensive makeup products, and neither do you. Honestly, if you prefer like the Laura Mercier or the more expensive brands, it's totally fine. They are made of higher quality ingredients, so that's the main difference between your more expensive brands and your lower, cheaper end brands, is that the quality of ingredients are going to be better for your skin. If you're looking for a really good powder for like acne prone skin, I would definitely recommend probably the Bare Minerals. They have a great line specifically targeted for acne prone skin that works really well. Right, so once I do my setting powder and I'm done, I'm going to be going in with this Morphe brush. It is the Morphe M459. I got this on Ulta's website like a week ago. I think it was about $11. So it's for chiseling out your contour. And I also purchased the Tarte Tartiest Pro Glow to Go contour kit. So it comes with one contour shade and 2 highlight shades. And you guys, it smells like chocolate. It's so good. Like, I love this palette. And when applying, I am literally just pressing in with the flat of the brush, tapping off any excess. See, I'll take it over 90s and 100s any day. Oh yeah, the 90s and 100s, like, this weather sucks. It needs to be done. So going in with the flat part of the brush, I am just going to be going in right where the hollows of my cheeks start. I'm going from basically the top of my ear and just kind of bringing it down. But I don't want to bring it too far down. It doesn't need to go like all the way to the mouth or anything. It's going to go about halfway, probably from the center of the eye. Let's see if I can find a smaller brush. So probably from the center of the eye to about right there. And I really make sure to work it into my hairline as well. So I'm really just kind of framing my cheek area and my temple area. And then just blending it up. And then you guys, if there's anything in here that you're like, oh, I need this, or I really like this product, I'm definitely, once this live stream is over, I'm going to go back into the description and link everything for you guys. And then going into the other side and starting my contour. So in picking a contour palette, you really kind of want to decide what type of look you're going for. If you're going for more of like a natural contour, I would go with powder. If you want something more like glamorous, like more like full on glam, I would go with a cream contour kit. Cream is going to not be as subtle. So if you were looking for like a subtle contour, I would stay away from the cream palettes. Those are going to be so heavy on the skin, and definitely, they're definitely going to show up way more. And they're going to be like more contrasted on your skin. Hi, Kimberly Sue. Thanks for joining me. I'm just blending it out. I personally prefer a more subtle contour. And if you wanted to go all out, you can use both cream and a powder. So you would do your foundation, you wouldn't set it, you would put your highlight, your contour, and the cream on, then you would set it, and then you would go in with your powder contour and your powder highlight, and then set your contour and highlight with the powder form. So if you're going to like a wedding or something like that, I would say that would be more for that kind of a situation. Unless you like going full glam every day. I personally do not, but to each their own. And then I'm going in with my contour and just going on the edges of my jaw. And this is just going to kind of help slim down the jaw a little bit. And then I'm going to be going in with my nose. And so for the nose, you can kind of use, you can use this entire, like the same brush, or you can use like a soft blending brush. I'm going to be going in with this brush, and I'm just going to pop it right in, and just using the edge of the brush. So I'm not using the flat, I'm using that corner that you see right here. And I'm blending it down to the side of my nose. And then same thing on the other side. And for me personally, I don't take my contour all the way up to the top. This is already, like the bridge of my nose is already really narrow, so if I was to do that, it would make it even look smaller. And I really just want the tip of my nose to look smaller, not the entire bridge. I see some people who do that and then they look like they have like this tiny little like a Barbie nose. I personally am not a big fan of that. I do like the button noses, so I'm going to apply a little bit right here and blend it up. And also, if you add a little bit of your contour right on the bridge of your nose, it's going to give you kind of that like sun-kissed look. So I'm going to be doing that, but I'm going to do it with a fluffy brush. And it's just going to give it like that sun-kissed, like summery glow. And if you feel like you went a little too heavy, you can use translucent powder right on top to kind of brush it out. And I'm going in with my highlighting brush. I'm going to go in with the shade Grwm, which is like a pretty like champagne color. I'm just going to tap some to the tip of my nose. And then right up here. You don't want to go overboard with your highlight. I see people who do like the entire forehead, and you really don't. You just really want to put where the light is naturally going to hit your face. And so generally, like when you're out and about, like the light is going to naturally hit the bridge of your nose, the tip of your nose, around the center of your forehead, the tops of your cheeks. So you don't need to pull your highlight everywhere. That huge triangle people do is too much. So I just do a little bit right on the top of my cheek. Right where light is naturally going to hit. And if you're kind of wondering where light is naturally going to hit, look at your face for a moment with light directly on it. And you can kind of move your face around and see where the light is kind of hitting and casting a shadow. And that's where you're going to want to pop your highlight, is right where that natural light is already hitting. I like to pinch the highlight brush just a little bit and highlight my Cupid's bow. Because that's just going to give your lips a more like a fuller like top lip. If you wanted to give your bottom lip a more of like a fuller effect, you can use the edge of the brush with your contour and just contour a little bit underneath. I don't know if you can tell on this webcam, but it gives the appearance of more of like a poutier bottom lip. You just really want to blend it out. And it's going to give you a more pouty, fuller like lip. And then we are going to apply a blush. I don't have any blush on me right now. I actually need to purchase any blush. I had a really pretty like corally, like dark coral blush that I had from NYX, and I dropped it and it broke. And I would have saved it, but it broke and broke open and all over the floor, so it was no longer okay for me to use. So I'm actually going to be going in with some eyeshadow, and I'm probably going to use Blood Test, which is this shade right here. And I'm going to be using my highlighting brush just to gently pick it up and then tap any excess off. And then right where my contour meets my highlight, I'm going to go into a figure 8 motion. And by using the same palette, I'm using the same, one of the same shades that I've already used on my eyes. It's going to kind of pull the whole look together. It's me in the same like warmth of family. And by doing a figure 8, you're really going to blend it out so you don't have like that harsh line. And then to kind of fall into that very bronzy, summery skin, I'm going to use a very little amount of that same shade. I'm going to apply it over the bridge of my nose and down to the tops of my cheeks. Now it's just going to give it that super bronzed, beachy skin. And then so I'm going to be doing some faux freckles. I bought the Lottie faux freckle pen and I did not like it. It came off very, very orange. And I just was not happy with how it ended up coming off looking. So my skin is more of like an olive tone. So having a bright orange freckle just did not look good. So I'm actually going to be using Wet n Wild's Pearline Felt Tip Eyeliner. You don't need a freckle pen to actually do freckles. You just need a light brown felt tip eyeliner. So basically what I'm going to be doing is just popping in little dots and then tapping them out. And then if you do have freckles naturally, I do have a couple of freckles on my face. So I'm just going to go over those as well. And you don't want to use a lot of pressure, you just want to go very lightly. And once you get your faux freckles in, I'm going to be taking the beauty blender that I applied my foundation with, and there's just a little bit of foundation residue on there, and I'm just going to tap it in. And then I'm going to go in with my translucent powder and just kind of reset everything. And let's see. Normally for a look, I would go in with like a darker lipstick. But you guys, it's so hot that I actually don't want to wear lipstick today. So I'm going to be going in with my NYX Butter Gloss lip gloss. And this is actually pretty moisturizing. And I think it was $6. This is in the color Sorbet. And I do really like this lip gloss. It's really pigmented. It was more pigmented than I thought it was going to be. But it helps keep your lips moisturized, especially if it's super hot out. I tend to like to rub it in for a few minutes after I apply it, just because I think that the pink is very bright. And by rubbing it in, I'm kind of diffusing the pigment. So it's not so bright and so harsh. And the final step, I'm just going to be going in with my Jeffree Star Set and Refresh Spray. You guys, I actually really like this spray. It does work. And if you're looking to have something to keep your foundation on while you're wearing a mask, because I know a lot of people are still having to wear a mask outside because of COVID, this actually will help keep your foundation from falling off onto the mask. If you're not a fan of Jeffree Star because of his politics or his beliefs, anything like that, I would definitely recommend then trying probably the Urban Decay All-Nighter Setting Spray. That one is more expensive, but it works just the same. I do like this one because it is a continuous spray, so you can just hold it down and it sprays out, versus other ones where you kind of have to spritz a million times. And it does have like a nice fresh scent to it as well. Alright, you guys, that is it for the look today. Definitely check back here in about an hour if you like special effects tutorials, because I'm going to have my next special effects premiering in about an hour, and it's going to be a skinned look. So if you're into special effects, definitely come back. If not, come back on Tuesday. I'll be having a new just regular makeup tutorial, and I believe I'm going to be trying to come on once a week live for you guys, so definitely keep an eye out, hit the notification bell, that way you guys get notified when I do schedule something. And then also, if you guys haven't already, be sure to like this live stream and hit the subscribe button. Do you guys have any questions before I log off? I'll give you guys a few seconds. Oh, thank you, Jen. And let me know if there's anything that you guys would want me to like personally like live stream. I did just do a Halloween like whole shopping experience. So I'm going to do like a shop with me video. I don't know if you guys would want a live stream of the Halloween decorations that I got. I definitely like love doing the live streams for you guys though, because it's super fun to actually interact with you guys. Alright, you guys, I will definitely see you guys in the live stream next week. Definitely leave a comment in the comment section of any kind of live stream that you guys would want to see, if it's a Halloween haul or just anything in particular. Alright, thank you so much, you guys, for coming and hanging out. I appreciate it.